Thank you all for joining us today. We're going to be going over UCLA travel study programs. This recording is done in advance of our Global Learning Opportunities Week. We'll be highlighting some other sessions that are pre-recorded and also available online in our website at ieo.ucla.edu. If you have questions, this is a pre-recorded session, so please reach out to our office instead of utilizing the chat, and we will follow up with you to address those. As a refresher, we also have a Study Abroad 101 presentation. So today we are only going to be talking about faculty-led summer programs that are UCLA travel study. If you have curiosity about other types of programs, how credit works, the application process for things like UCEAP or the Global Internship Program, we would encourage you to also watch the Study Abroad 101 session. That is also available on demand on our website. And from there, we're going to go ahead and dive into some travel study content. Today, we're going to give you an overview of what travel study is, give you some of the basics of the finances, how you can fund your program while you're abroad, and go through the logistics, what's included in travel study, what's not, and how to choose a program. We're going to give you a highlight of a few of the new programs we have available for summer 2025, and then give you some contact information so you can reach out to us if you have any questions. So travel study is managed by a team of 4. I myself am Danielle Somick. I'm the Associate Director for UCLA Travel Study. And today you'll meet Erica, Maureen, and Rory, who are all program coordinators. We each advise for different programs within the portfolio, and the division is listed on our website on the Contact Us page. However, you can reach out to any of us for support if you have questions about travel study. We are part of the UCLA International Education Office, also known as the Study Abroad Office on the UCLA campus. Our office includes one-on-one advising with a multitude of different advisors and coordinators. You can connect through study abroad returnees or travel study ambassadors who previously attended our programs. And essentially, we're a one-stop shop for all questions about how to go abroad or away during your time at UCLA. For more about us, you can also check out our website. And again, definitely check out the other webinars available on our Global Learning Opportunities Week page. Even though GLOW may not be over by, or may be over by the time you see this, all those sessions are still relevant, and we would encourage you to check them out. So what is UCLA Travel Study? Faculty-led programs mean that a UCLA instructor affiliated with our campus goes abroad with you and is teaching UCLA courses abroad in a different location, or it could be also domestic. We do have a program in New York. Typically, programs are 8 to 10 units, and that is to make sure that all students can be eligible for financial aid if they're eligible for it. So the programs usually have 2 courses. Sometimes there may be different combination of options you can choose from. However, you're required to take at least 2 program courses while you're on the program. It's a unique way to satisfy degree requirements to work towards a major or a minor. Some have GE credit. A few also satisfy the foreign language requirement or diversity credit. And the program locations rotate from time to time, so definitely continue to monitor it, especially if you're in your first year or your recent transfer, because just what may be offered in 2025 could change in the future. All of the programs are roughly 3 to 5 weeks in duration. A couple may offer some online components before travel. However, they are definitely intensive, fast-paced, and a great way to go abroad with very little planning on your part. Who can apply for travel study? So travel study is open. It is limited prerequisites for just a few programs. So for instance, if you're a major and you want to earn major sequence credit, you might need to take a couple of courses before you go, such as for global studies. Other programs, if it's a foreign language program, you might need to do some of the foreign language sequence so you can be eligible for a specific track. Only a few can be highly competitive, so it just depends. Others, it's just limited capacity, and that's why it might be competitive. So for instance, we have a program in The Hague that can only take 25 students. So we encourage you to apply early. It's first come, first serve. We do have a priority window for applications that we'll share, but we would encourage you, as soon as you know you're interested in travel study, to apply within the application window. It's also open to all current college-age students, not just from UCLA. So if you have a friend who goes to Santa Barbara or a different school, Pomona, and they want to come on our programs, they are eligible to do so as well, assuming that they are in good academic standing and at least 18 years of age and a high school graduate. So definitely bring a friend if interested. There are only a couple of steps really to apply for a program. Once you decide with the range of options that are available to you, you activate your Teradata application. So it's the travel study portal through our website platform. We use Teradata. You basically click apply, and then that will take you in. You create an account, and then you fill out some forms that will get you connected to your program. Determining the different program options that are right for you, that might take a little bit of research if you're open to different locations. Some it might be easy to narrow down because you've always wanted to go to Spain. But if you need help with that process, figuring out which courses or which locations are best, we definitely encourage you to reach out to either your academic advisor or one of the study abroad advising team, and they can help you figure out which program might be the best fit. And then for the application window, that basic form, it's basically biographical data. You may have an essay or some small content depending if your program is competitive, but for most, you can usually complete the basic steps of the application in under 15 minutes. And that is open between November 18th and December 1st for the priority window. However, will remain open if program space is still available until March 21st. So to get your first choice program, we encourage you to apply early between the 18th and December 1st for that best priority availability. However, most programs will still have space on a rolling basis until at least January or February. Again, just a couple different easy steps to do to get into the program. You submit your online application. Once we determine if there's a spot open on the program you've applied to and you meet any prerequisites, then we would invite you to join the program officially. So once you pay your $300 non-refundable deposit, you are a confirmed participant. Unless we hear from you otherwise, we are assuming you're going on the program, you're locked in, your spot is confirmed. From there, we'll guide you through any preparation steps, next parts of the process. You'll receive updates from our system via email, so you do need to make sure you're checking your email regularly. And then that's basically it. You're in. That deposit paid means you have a spot, and we'll work you through the rest of the process. It usually doesn't take a lot of additional steps. However, there's forms and things we need to collect from you to make sure we have everything needed to prepare for you to do your program. If you're interested in more than one program, this is something to just keep in mind. Because it's first come, first serve, and most programs are not highly competitive, we only allow one program application per term, and this is inclusive of any other type of program as well. So from within travel study, or if you're considering UCEAP or global internship program, you do want to pick your top choice program and apply to that first. You cannot be waitlisted on one program and apply to a second backup. If you are waitlisted for a program and it is a highly competitive one, we would reach out to you and let you know what happens next, what the timeline is like, and if you need to switch to a different program, we can assist you with doing so at that time. Waitlist positions typically only will move if a student drops who's already previously been confirmed on the program. So keep that in mind. We aren't able to just add more spaces to our programs. They have a set capacity. So if someone else drops, we will, invite you to join the program. The closer we get to that March 21st cutoff point, you may not see as much movement. So that's where you'd want to check in with our office, and we'll give you advice about what to do if it's starting to get later into the cycle and you still have not moved off of the wait list. If you are very seriously interested in two travel study programs without date conflicts, contact our office and we will discuss if it's a possibility for you to potentially do two travel study programs, again, with no overlapping dates. And at this point, I'm going to pass it over to my colleague Maureen for financial information.
Thank you, Danielle. So on this slide, we're just going to discuss, or the next couple of slides, we'll discuss finances, how much does a typical travel study program cost, and just give you some resources where you can find support on how to make your travel study program affordable. So what does the program fee include? So typically your program fee will include your housing, your course tuition, usually for 2 courses, your program activities and excursions, all group transportation to excursion sites. And depending on your program, limited group meals are also included. So every program is different. Some may include 1 meal, others may be more, if you're living in an apartment with the kitchenette, for example, Other, meals of that sort kind of play into how much the program fee, yeah, costs. What's not included is your airfare, your books, your personal expenses and incidentals, most of meals, which we already discussed, and your local transit costs, and any passport and visa expenses as well. Personal expenses like museum, other types of museums that you personally want to visit, day trips that you decided to do are not included in the program fee. So it really just depends on the type of program, and all the program fees you currently see on our website will be updated and finalized by November 18th for our program launch. So just keep an eye out for that. And if costs are not finalized by that time, hopefully we can give you more of a range. But our goal is to be fully provide you all the fees by November 18th. So this is a price comparison for some of our programs that we offer in the summer. Each program is different depending on a number of factors such as location, housing accommodations, whether you're in hotels or residence halls or homestays, for example. So hopefully you can kind of find something within your price point. And it varies depending on, the program length. Some programs are more expensive if they are 5 weeks, for example, like Spanish Granada, or if it's a domestic program like New York, depending on units as well, 8 units versus 10 units. Obviously, 10 units will be more costly. Your meals, your materials, textbook, personal and transit are all included in this total estimated cost here. And then please keep in mind that financial aid will take these numbers that we estimate for you and package you based on that. So we do tend to round up just so you will be covered for the entire cost of your summer program stay. So financial aid. So one of the most common questions that we get is, can I use my financial aid for a study abroad program? Short answer is yes. As long as you continue to be eligible for financial aid, you can receive aid for the summer. Please keep in mind that aid most likely can be in loans for the summer, but we do encourage you to talk to your financial aid advisor sooner rather than later so that they can give you a whole picture. And then, are there scholarships available? Yes, we do have scholarships available that could help chip away at some of your costs. And then, where can I learn more? So please check out our website at ieo.ucla.edu, and we have a variety of webinars available to you on the on-demand section. Okay, so is financial aid available? So yes, you can apply your summer UCLA financial aid to travel study programs. Like I mentioned, as long as you continue to be eligible for financial aid, you can receive aid for the summer. You can go to our website for instructions, and you can watch the financial aid presentation as well. Non-UCLA students would need to contact your home institution's financial aid office because they might have a different process than UCLA's. And when do you receive your aid? So typically funds are dispersed 5 to 10 days before your program start date. And like I mentioned prior, summer financial aid is typically loan-based, so just kind of keep that in mind. And now I'll pass it to Rory, who will discuss scholarships.
Thanks, Maureen. As Maureen mentioned previously, scholarships are a great way to help reduce the amount of your program fee. A couple of things to know. We have a bunch of scholarships offered directly from the IEO office. Those will open up in January. One thing we always like to highlight is our travel study scholarship, which does cover 50% of your program fee. There are a number of other awards also offered based on your program's location, as well as other awards that can be applied from your department or from donors. One thing we always tell students is to check the websites and update their calendars based on the deadlines for all of the ones they plan to apply to. That is now all available on the scholarships website, which is pasted below. Students can also take advantage of veterans benefits. A great place to start that search is also on our finances page. Look for our specific tab based on veterans benefits. The next question we often get is, how do students pay for their travel study program? If you're a UCLA student, you are already pretty familiar with the MyUCLA system. It'll be very similar to paying for other terms such as fall, winter, or spring quarter. These fees will be available most likely in March. If you're a non-UCLA student, we'll help you get onboarded into the MyUCLA system. And you'll see both your courses and your brew and bill all in that system. A couple of important deadlines to remember is March 21st for this year. Financial aid students will either have to sign their financial aid agreements form by that point, or if you're not taking financial aid, you'll have to pay in full by March 21st. Once we have received that agreement form from you and you're eligible for your financial aid, your payment deadline will be postponed until 5 days prior to the start date of your program. And here's just a quick timeline to put some of that into perspective. So if you're watching this in the fall, we would say the first thing you should do is renew or apply for a passport. Once you've done that, also start looking and exploring at the programs you'd like to go on. And again, we do recommend that you apply during our priority window, which starts on November 18th this year, and also start saving up for your $300 deposit as well. Once you've applied to and have been accepted to a program, it's important to start researching your funding opportunities. This can be both in scholarships, but also maybe considering starting a part-time job in the winter or spring quarter to help pay for any additional expenses of going abroad this summer. Lastly, you'll want to then submit your financial aid agreement form again by March 21st, if you are planning on taking your financial aid. And as a reminder for all students, you must pay your full balance prior to the start date of your program. And now I'll pass it over to my colleague, Erica.
Thanks, Rory. All right, so we are now going to transition to cover some logistical information for travel study programs, including details relating to your travel planning, accommodations on site, and academics. So first we have travel planning. So even if you're still exploring your future study abroad program options, something you could get started on now is to apply for a passport in the case you do not currently have one, or start to work on renewing your current passport if it's set to expire soon. Do please note that if you already have a passport, it must be valid for at least 6 months after your expected return date from your program. Passport processing can take up to 4 months from when you submit your application. So it's important to get that in as soon as possible so you don't have to worry about potential processing delays or paying additional expediting fees. When it comes to airfare to and from your program location, we recommend that you do not purchase any flights until you are notified by your travel study coordinator to do so. Our office will make sure to let you know by early spring quarter whether or not you have the green light to purchase your round trip airfare. Additionally, we do recommend that when you do purchase your flights, you purchase refundable tickets if possible in the case of any unexpected changes to your program or personal travel plans. And next, we'll look at housing. So we wanted to share a few notes about accommodations abroad while participating on a travel study program. As you can see here, we do have some variety in the types of housing we have for travel study programs. Currently, travel study programs include accommodations with a range of such as hotels, homestays, apartments, and student residence halls. So as you research and compare your program options, please carefully review the on-site section of the program brochure page on our website to ensure that you're fully aware of the program's accommodation details for the duration of the program. Just to make sure that the style of accommodations ultimately aligns with your personal preferences and preferred living experience abroad. Accommodations are arranged on all students' behalf for the exact dates of the program. So just take note that there are no independent arrangements that you will need to make. Due to this, we can't accommodate early arrivals or late departures because we do reserve your accommodations on your behalf. If you do plan to arrive prior to the program start date, you may find your own accommodations leading up to your official check-in time for your program. Please feel free to reach out to our office with any specific questions you have relating to on-site housing or accommodations for a particular program. We're now going to look at academics. So here's some information about receiving academic credit for travel study programs. To start, all travel study students are enrolled in UCLA courses by the International Education Office. And on the academics tab, you could see the exact courses, course titles, and course numbers that you will be receiving credit for. If you're a UCLA student, your courses will appear on your UCLA transcript with a letter grade. Do note that summer grades are typically posted to your regular transcript when fall grades are processed. Students from other UC campuses will earn general UC credit. And if you're a UC student who would like your courses to count towards any particular major minor requirements at your UC home campus, you will likely have to petition on your UC home campus to acquire particular course equivalencies. So that's a conversation you could get started prior to applying for a travel study program. And then lastly, non-UC students will need to request an official transcript for transfer of courses to their home institution. So if you're not a UC system student, you can speak directly with your home institution for any questions about transferring credits from your UCLA travel study courses. Do note that course syllabi will be available for review in the spring quarter once you are enrolled. Your travel study lead director will be very involved pre-departure and on site and can answer any academic questions you have regarding the program curriculum and your course syllabus. And then the overall program experience as a travel study student. So with the city as your classroom, all travel study program itineraries are designed for a cohort experience and provide students the opportunity to engage in their host city with their classmates, all while earning academic credit. Do note that experiential learning is central to the travel study experience, and you'll be able to get the chance to experience your course content firsthand on site through walking tours, cultural site visits, and topical lectures with local guides and facilitators. Travel study do have small class sizes, which really gives you the opportunity to connect with your faculty directors and classmates. It's also a great opportunity to develop and sustain friendships with new connections from UC students and non-UC students. And lastly, we have a visual of some of our programs based on locations. So as you can see, we have 20+ programs around the world for summer 2025 with a range of academic disciplines, cities, and topics. So I'm now going to hand it over back to Rory, who will be highlighting 3 of our program offerings for summer 2025.
Thanks, Erica. We wanted to provide everyone with a chance to see some of our new programs for this summer. Our first one is in the art history department, but like all travel study programs, you don't necessarily have to be a member, a major, or a minor in that department to take any of these courses. For the Madrid and Paris art history program, this will be this summer. It'll be a 4-week program, spending roughly about 2 weeks in each city. The main course for all students will be the AH21, which is a art history course in the Mediterranean and Western Europe. For students who have already taken this course, there's also the option to enroll in 2 upper division art history electives. In that case, you would actually have an 8-unit program. But for most students who have not taken any 8 art history credit or want to satisfy their GE requirements, it'll be a 9-unit program selecting both AH21 and one of the upper division options. Also new this year is a global health program in Sydney. This is also another 4-week program. For students also looking to get some upper division credit, this will be courses Global Health 110A and 110B, and this will be an 8-unit program. Something to note about this program is you'll have the opportunity to also get some experiential learning with shadowing a clinic in the Sydney area. Students will also have donor-supported housing in apartments pretty close to downtown, actually relatively close to the Opera House that you see in the photo. Our last new program is in the English department and is taking place in Dublin, Ireland. Again, this is another 4-week program offering some upper division English credit. The nice thing is about this program, it's one of our larger unit programs, so you get a total of 10 units during this 4-week period. For any questions about any of these programs, you can scan the QR code in the corner to learn more. And if you're watching this recording now, here's some of our contact information. You can find us on social media as well as our general email, which is info at ieo.ucla.edu. Our office is often open anytime from 9 to 3 p.m. on Monday through Thursdays. And you can also drop in for virtual advising, which is often posted on our website. And before you leave this webinar today, we just wanted to leave you with some student feedback. Feel free to read some of these as well as visit any of the program brochures that you heard about today to learn more about UCLA Travel Study.
Thank you very much for taking the time to attend today. Please feel free to reach out if you have any additional questions.